This is 10.4 and 10.6 part 2. This is going to cover first the parallelogram. Again, when I imported this, it looks kind of weird. So if you guys could write, if yours did this too, just write area equals B times H, and we'll talk about what those mean in a minute. So parallelogram has four sides where opposite sides are parallel and equal length. The opposite angles are equal. Refer to one side of the parallelogram as the base B, so we're going to use a capital letter B for the base, and the distance opposite side as the height as H. So H is how tall this figure is, the height, okay? So therefore, we can find the area of a parallelogram by taking area equals base times height. So for this problem, it says find the perimeter and area of the parallelogram. I know this is a parallelogram because we have the sides on top and bottom have the same value, and the sides left and right have the same value. So if I want to find the perimeter, remember I do distance around. So distance around, if I start here, remember I'm working clockwise, I do 3 plus 10 plus 3 plus 10. 3 and 10 is 13, and 13 plus 13 equals 26. So the perimeter of this figure is 26 inches. Now the area of the parallelogram is the base times the height. Now the base is here, so I'm going to write 3 for that. And the height is how tall the figure is, which is 6. So 3 times 6 is 18. And remember, I'm in finding the area, the surface area of it, so it's going to be inches squared. So this is 18 inches squared. Okay, let's look at the next one. A trapezoid is a four-sided figure, a quadrilateral, with two sides that are parallel and two sides that are not. The parallel sides are called the bases, and the length of the smaller base B, which is lowercase letter b, and the length of the bigger base is uppercase b. The height is h of the trapezoid is the distance between the two bases. So again, the larger base is going to be capital B, smaller case is lowercase b, and the height we need. Okay, so the formula for the area of a trapezoid equals 1/2 times the height, and then what I'm going to do is take base, the smaller the base plus the larger base. Okay, so it's 1/2 height times base 1 plus base 2. Okay, so it says find the perimeter and area of the following trapezoid. So perimeter, remember, is distance around, so I'm going to add. I'm going to start here, and I'm going to work my way clockwise. So 8 plus 10 plus 13 plus 7. 8 and 10 is 18, plus 13 and 7 is 20. When I add those up, I get 38 inches. So the perimeter of this figure is 38 inches. Now I want to find the area. So I take 1/2 times the height, and then I'm going to add the smaller base plus the larger base. Okay, so area equals. Now I want to look at this. So I know the height here is 6. So I'm going to take 1/2 times 6. Now, the smaller base, and I'll use green for this, the smaller base is 8 plus the larger base is 13. Okay, so let's work this out. 1/2 of 6 is 3. Now I have to do what's inside parentheses first. So 8 plus 13 is 21. So now I have 3 times 21, which will give me 63. And because I'm finding area, it's going to be square inches or inches squared. Okay, so again, trapezoid have two sides that are parallel, however, they're not of the same length. Okay, Now let's talk about the perimeter of a triangle. So again, just add up the sides. Side A plus side B plus side C, right? Excuse me. The formula for the area of a triangle is area equals 1/2 base times height, where B is the base and H is the height. Okay, so find the area of the triangle which has a height of 3 and whose base is 4. Okay, so I'm just going to draw a triangle out. Okay, it says the base is 4 and the height is 3. Okay, so again, area equals 1/2 base times height, or you could use this formula, base times height divided by 2. Either way, it's up to you. So if I take 1/2 times the base, which is 4, times the height, which is 3. 1/2 of 4 is 2, and 2 times 3 equals 6. Now the units are feet, and remember we're finding area, so it's square feet or feet squared. Okay, let's look at this next one. Find the area and perimeter of the triangle. Now again, like I said, when this ported over, we have two figures here. So the first figure, we have to determine what it is. So this first figure, I'm going to call this figure 1, is a parallelogram. Okay, so I'm going to do the work up here for this one, for the parallelogram. Okay, the formula for finding the area of a parallelogram is area equals base times height. So the base is 2.5, and the height is how tall the figure is, which is 1.8. And now I'm going to multiply those together, and when I do that, I get 4.5 meters squared. Okay, figure 2. Figure 2 is a right triangle, and I'm just going to redraw this quickly. If your notes didn't mess it up, you'll have something that should look like this. So 14 meters is the height and 10 meters is the base. Okay, so area equals 1/2 base times height. So 1/2 times 10 times 14. 1/2 of 10 is 5, and 5 times 14 will give me 60. Or no, 70, sorry. Okay, so this is 70 meters squared. Okay. All right, let's look at the next one. Find the area of the figure. Well, it's a triangle at a right angle. Okay, we can do that. So the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. The base is 12. That is the bottom of the triangle, and the height is 16. So I get 1/2 base, which is 12, times the height, which is 16. So 1/2 of 12 is 6, and 6 times 16 will give me 96, and I don't know what the units are, so I'm going to put units squared, or squared units. Okay, find the area of the figure. Again, we have to identify what it is. It is a trapezoid. Okay, so the formula for a trapezoid is area equals 1/2 times the height, and then we're going to add the small base plus the larger base. Okay, so let's label everything. So the height, how tall it is 6. The larger base is 16, and the smaller base is 13. So area equals 1/2. Again, the height is 6. The smaller base is 13 plus the larger base, which is 16. Now I'm going to do what's inside parentheses first. 13 plus 16 will give me 29, and 1/2 of 6 is 3. So now I take 3, and I'm going to multiply that by 29, and when I do that, I get 87 the units are feet squared because we're finding area. Find the perimeter and area of the figure. Well, it's a rectangle. So the perimeter of a rectangle, the shortcut is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Before I do that, though, this one's tricky. And why I'm saying that is because if you look at the units, they are of different units. So my advice is to turn everything into inches first. Okay? Okay, so 4 feet equals how many inches? Okay, so again, I'm using these units, which we went over before. Remember, there's 12 inches in 1 foot. Okay, so the feet cancel out, and I get 4 times 12 over 1, which is 48. Okay, so I'm going to replace the 4 feet with 48 inches. So perimeter equals 2 times the length, which is 48, plus 2 times the width, which is 30. 2 times 30 is 60, and 48 times 2, I got to figure that out. Hold on a sec. Is 96. So when I add those together, I'm going to get 156 inches. Okay, that's the perimeter. Now the area. Area of a rectangle is length times width. So the length is 48, and the width is 30. Okay, so I got 1,440 inches squared. So just be careful. Always check to make sure all the units are the same before you start the problem, because there are some zingers in there. Okay, I think that shuts this out. So we're done with this section 10.4 and 10.6. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and take a crack at your homework.